good to have you. Today, it's a Tuesday. Ngenda kwogera kukibaita philosophy eya deep. This philosophy of deep. Deep is D.I.P. D.I.P. The philosophy eya deep way. Philosophy eya deep way, no. The D stands for desire, and the I stands for inspiration, and then the P stands for purpose. Philosophy yetambulira nnyo mu bantu abagala ennyo kola personal growth. It's one of the frames gye batutrainingamu as coaches, as life coaches and transformational coaches, mwe tusobola okuyambira abantu baffe okuba nti beezuula, okuba nti basobola okubaako engeri gye organizinga facets zaabwe ez'obulamu, and it's something worth doing. Now, in this philosophy, by the end of this conversation, njagala obe ggwe ng'omuntu ng'otandise okwezuula. Eyo gy'oli oyinza okukiraba obulala, but that's how it is. The deep ebeera wakati awo. The deep philosophy works only when you hear. When you hear. That's the deep philosophy. Wengendo tandikira. And I will challenge you to find a book by a guy called Seth Godin. Seth Godin. Mwami ono yawandiika akatabo ku deep okugitegeera obulungi ennyo. Wano ebimu tuyinza okubiyita mu lukwakwayo because of time and possibly the luxury of your data. Naye bw'onoogenda, it will teach you when to quit and when to stick. That book, ey'omwami ogwayita Seth Godin. So Godin ono mu katabo kano bwe nali nkasoma yagamba ebigambo nabiwandiise wano obutabyerabira. Yagamba, the next time you catch yourself being average and you feel like you want to quit, ng'oyagala bivaako, mwami Musa ogamba kati wano South Korea ndabika njitadde ngenda bivaako. The next time you have that feeling like you want to quit, you realize that you have two options: either to quit or become exceptional. Nti ogenda kulekulira oba ogenda kukola ekyo ky'omanyi, so that ofuuka mukugu era nga towunyikamu when it gets to doing that thing. So you're either going to quit or you're going to become extremely exceptional. Now listen, average is for losers. Okubeerawo ng'obulamu obutambulizaawo, you know, things are just easy. Average. Mediocre, that's the word I was looking for. Being a mediocre. Now when you get into the deep, nga bwe nkikulaze, otandika okukitegeera nti abantu abasinga mu nsi mwe tuwangaalira, they settle for something that is good enough. Not the best of, but good enough. Njatambula n'ekyo tekijja kuntawaanya nnyo. Now, buli wootuuka mu kiseera kino, bw'obeera mu deep, there are two things that happen. One, you're scared. You're scared. Eno gy'ova lusozi lwa maanyi, gy'olaga lusozi luwanvu ate lweraliikiriza. So most of the times when we are in the deep of the two hills or mountains, that's when deep works. So philosophy ya deep tekola ku bantu abalowooza nti bakikuba. Philosophy ya deep tekola ku bantu abalowooza nti they're moving. The philosophy of deep works for people who are comfortable. Gwe ng'olowooza nakikuba. By the way, I want to thank you who has shared this feed ku bantu ab'enjawulo. Njagala okwebaza ennyo gwe sharing the feed. You know, there is power in sharing. So when you get complacent and you get comfortable in life, you need a deep philosophy. Tulina n'abantu abagamba, man, nze byonna because I've done literally everything. kino nakiri ndabika nga akikoze naye for one or two reasons mpulira ndi stuck. I'm not moving, I'm not shifting. Kati bw'owulira ng'oli mu mbeera efaanana bw'etyo nga you are not shifting and you are not at one or two times feeling that you're adding value either ku ggwe oba ku bantu abakwetoolodde oba ku your set of skills or career, you need a dip. And this covers quite a lot of things. It goes in your career ng'omuntu mwabali nnyo mu careers ez'enjawulo, wali bali mu career zaabwe nga za busuubuzi, abandi career zaabwe za kweraba engineers, accountants, teachers, lawyers, whatever. You could be in different businesses. Naye mu career yeyo mwoli, each one of us goes to what we call a dip season. Now, but what come with deep season, nga gy'ova olaba olugendo lw'otambudde ogamba nzirayo nti eyo, then where you're looking gy'odda nga nawe wakweraliikiriza kigenda kwetaagisa frame eno eya deep. Now the deep philosophy, you're going to discover your purpose, you're going to discover your desire, and you're going to amplify your inspiration. Naye ogenda kwalininga elements zino essatu ng'oli ku kye bayita transformative journey. Now listen, njagala ntandikire ku D, that is the desire. We don't have a lot of time, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. But you take a moment later in the day or after this broadcast, gwe ng'omuntu otandika okwefumiitiriza ogambe naye ku kyamagero kyayogedde nange wendi, am I a little bit disconnected or I'm moving? Neetaaga okuyambibwa oba I'm already there? Because deep affects people who are comfortable. Nga ne bwe mbyogerako, it sounds like the cliche of the usual conversation, but it is a deep thing. So listen, desire. Njagala weebuuze ekibuuzo kino wammanga. What are your deepest desires and aspirations mu bulamu? Ebyo njagala osooka obe ng'obimanyi nti bintu ki byensinga okwegwanyiza mu bulamu era n'ebintu byensinga okuluubirira mu bulamu bye biriwa. What are your deepest desires in life and what are your deepest aspirations in life? Nti nduubirira kiri mu bulamu kiri abantu basinga tetunnakitegeera nti mu bulamu we have not mapped out what our desires are. I was reading this morning an article sawa nga mwenda baji muwandiisi agiise the end of subscription. When you saw me, there are quite a lot of things that are deep in there. Nenkitegera nti bino bituliko nga tugamba abantu nti subscribe. There is going to come a time when it's going to go down. Era omuwandiisi awunzisa agamba nti for you to go past this, you will need these tools. Now, as a content creator, if you're not in the know of that, you're going to lose out. Kati njagala nsooke nkubuuze, kiki osinga okuluubirira mu bulamu era biki by'osinga okwegomba? You first need to map out that if you're going to understand the deep. I want you to reflect on your belongings, biki by'olina, because what you have, it's a reflection of what you desire maybe. Ebirooto byo, era wano ogenda kwebuuza ekituufu ekyamazima. What really ignites your passion? Ogamba nti njagala nnyo okusoma, njagala nnyo okuyimba, njagala nnyo okwogera. What really ignites your passion? Ogamba ki ekikuma okwagala okukola ebyo by'okola? What is that one thing that ignites your passion? Ogamba nti okay, now this is my flame. You need to identify your desires. Because once you identify that, it will be easier for you to be motivated even when you don't have any fuel left. Believe you me, on Monday I didn't have any fuel. Everything was burnt over the weekend. But what keeps me motivated to come today is because I know my ignition of passion. Weetaaga okumanya gwe ng'omuntu, you need to know nti ki ekinnasulanga when nkiwulira ekyo ngenda kubuukirawo ntandike and I run with it. You need to understand it, because once you don't map out your desires and aspirations, nti nduubirira kiri naye njagala nnyo kino, neegomba nnyo kino. To those of you who love a lot of fame, maybe I pray so hard that on Thursday I have highlighted it as one of the things I'm going to share with you. Models ze batutendeka nga batutegekera okubeera owetutumu. What they do oftentimes, they try to find what is your biggest desire. Era bakwisa mu koosi eyo, it's tough. It's tough. Si byangu. Kubanga omusajja akubuuza ebibuuzo 8 nga buli wookiddamu olabanga kyekimu nenagamba kiddemu. And until when you find ogamba, okay, this is why I want to be famous. This is why I want to be popular. This is why I want people to actually love me. This is why I want people to... There is a whole cycle around that and how it affects you. Now, how to manage it is another game plan altogether. I'll share maybe on Thursday. First question, what are your desires and aspirations? Ekibuuzo njagala okyebuuze. Ekyokubiri, njagala weebuuze, how can you turn your desires into specific? Nti bino bye neegomba bye njagala nsobola bituusa ntya ku level nti nsobola obituukako? Ask yourself that question. I desire this, I crave for this. How do I then make them achievable? Because I have desires. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to become this. Also, the Zig Ziglar mode of life. The be, the have, and the do. Nti wemba njagala kubeera kiri, nteeka okubeera ne kino, nteeka okukola kino, then nemba. You must have this, a tool, then you must do action, and then you must become. It's blood. Ebintu bino byengezaako bagamba olumu mubirabanga ebintu kwegamba biri awo. These are scientific models that were designed, and we question ourselves on those models every day. Njagala weebuuze, gwe ng'omuntu, turn your desires into achievable goals. Kitegeeza ki? Njagala otandika okutransforminga ebiruubirirwa oba byewandyagadde byeweegomba into a roadmap to your journey. Break down your desires. Okay, we're back. Thank you so much. I want you to break down your desires into manageable and achievable goals. So I'll tell you what we do when the year is starting. We write resolutions. And I have issues with religious leaders, especially pastors. Resolution and prayer requests. The born again. Baba says the prayer requests. You can't achieve all that. And to help you in that journey, I've come all the way. Just have them in a quarterly form. Those are 4 quarters. That takes 3 months. Stick to one thing and run for that. Simple as that. But for 1 or 2 reasons, we are split at different layers. Now, when the activities you have in your life, the ones you desire, you've not mapped out them rightly so. Ngogamba negomba okubeerako n'amaka agange. Nenga bwe bagamba nti tugende tugule ettaka. Olina engeri gy'okaluubirizibwa, you become lazy. You won't achieve it. It won't be that easy to reach. Ekyo kimu. Kyakubiri, buli wobeera gwe ng'omuntu, you always postpone, procrastinate. Your desires are not feasible. They are not achievable. Ojja kusigala ng'oloota buloosi. Listen, your dreams will not take you to success. Dreaming is free. Anyone can dream. Tusobola okuloota ffe n'omuntu n'agenda n'agamba ndoota kino. Waliwo abantu abaloota okubeera abapresidenti b'eggwanga lino, waliwo abaloota okubeera abapresidenti b'ensi yonna. Everyone has that kind of thinking, and dreaming is free. But it deserves and requires action. So desires, ebintu by'ozze weegomba, njagala nagambye obiwandiike, ojja kgenda okwetunuulira nti wavaako dda. Abamu nga wavaako dda because you've never taken time to audit your desires. What do you desire? That I want to become a public speaker. If I want to become a public speaker, how many sessions do I have every day to speak? How many courses do I upgrade or subscribe to? Bongere okunsomesa models ne frames mwe njogerera. Because I desire to become one of the best speakers. Kitegeeza ngenda genda mu Zig Ziglar model. What do I need and what do I do to become? But I do that ng'olwedde maze okumapinga desire zange. Mwe abakyala mwendowooza mugijje mu kugamba nti nze desire yange kwe kutuuka nzaale nfune omusajja omulungi nfumbirwe embeera awo. There is life past children, past marriage. There is more to life. There is more to life. Because of time, let's go to the I. I'm trying philosophy, ogitegeere bulungi. The deep philosophy kati ngenze ku I, nagambye di D.I.P. Ngenze ku I. The I is inspiration. What inspires you? Ekyo njagala okyebuuze. Think about individuals, role models, stories. Thank you for staying with me and thank you for sharing this feed. Sharing the feed, I can't thank you enough. You've done one simple, noble thing, and I appreciate you. Inspiration. What inspires you? Who are your role models? What do they do? How do they behave? Where do they go? That resonates with what you see in life. Bobecho tochirina, buli wobeera mu deep, you cannot move up to the next hill. You can't go up the next hill because where you came from is so high and possibly so heavy to go back. Naye ate olaba gy'ogende waggulu, the next level, it's quite so heavy. So oli wakati awo mu kikko, you're in the deep. Now being there, you will need an inspiration. Who is your inspiration? What inspires you? Mu byonna byonna byokola. Waliwo abantu nga tebannatandika kulivinga bulamu nga tannabeera mulamu nga the best he actually does is to rehearse living. We have people who are just rehearsing living. I have one of my friends we're in one of the cohort of the certified Masters Academy in New York. And she was telling me that, Andrew, I want to learn this. I was like, but listen, Fiona, you're one of the best in my class. And she said, yes, but I need this inspiration. I need to know what keeps you going. So what had to model, my model that keeps me inspired, I asked her these questions as well. And she got shocked that what inspires her is her fear for failure. Atyo kubanga ekintu kimuguddeko like ayagala nnyo okubeera nga ali organized. That's what inspires her. What inspires you every day? Think about it. It's a deep philosophy. What inspires you every day that you wake up to go to work, that you wake up to go to study, that you wake up to work on yourself? What inspires you every morning that you wake up to listen to these conversations, however early it is? It's raining where I am. There is no power, but for one or two reasons, we are here. What inspires you to be here? Because there has to be a drive to bring you here. Now, when you get that, comfort zone, let me bring it closer to home that you can be in position to understand it. Abantu abasinga mu bulamu bwaffe twagala nnyo okufuna emirimu. And yes, we need a job. But do most of our jobs make us happy? No, maybe. Era ebiseera ebisinga emirimu gye tukola tegikwatagana n'ebyo bye twasoma. What does that mean? We are confused about feeling fulfilled and getting the money. So it's not about the money, but more about the value you get from the job. Think about it. So abantu abasinga tuli mu kukola emirimu gye tukola because we're trying to take away the label of unemployed. Sina mulimu gwe nkola. Now, when you want to just take away the label of unemployed, you're valuing yourself so low that you're ready to settle for something less that you can feel safe and secure. There will come a time where you'll get the courage to just leave your job. I've met those people, by the way. Abantu baba salawo ne bagamba omanyi, I'm going to resign. And you ask them, what are you going to do? Nagangenda kukola byange. Yesterday one of our drivers told me that. I told him, so have you mapped out kyogenda okudda kokola? Nagamba sinnakifuna naye bino mbikoye. That guy is better than me and you, who are still employed into the matrix of work. Why? They have realized that when ntandika ekyange ngenda kukiwa obwongo, ngenda kiwa obudde, ngenda kukozesa resources ez'enjawulo zenina around me, which I call the leftovers, to make sense of me. Without security, njagala ompulirize bulungi, listen carefully. Without security, the level at which your brain thinks is exceptional. Tewali muntu asinga muntu atalina mulimu kulowooza. You may not understand it, but to some of us who have gone some times and years without jobs, we know what it means. Omuntu atalina mulimu buli wakeera ku makyalowooza newe nkola kino na kino. The brain is challenged every morning to think differently. The brain is put on the pedestal of making. Abeera alowooza, asigala alowooza, asigala ayagala nti obwongo bwe busigala bumuchallenginga nti neetaaga okubaako kye nkola. When you're not employed, you'll... Thanks for coming back with me and thanks for being here. When you're unemployed, you actually think a lot of what you need to do now. What the deep philosophy does, almost everything in life is worth being controlled by the deep. Deep philosophy, desire, inspiration, and purpose, it creates scarcity. And the scarcity creates value. Nti obeera wabbula, bw'oba owebbula n'ofuuka wattunzi nnyo. So, just juxtapose this with me. When you didn't have what to do, when you didn't have a job, you had a routine. Walina routine gye wakeererangamu ku makya n'ogamba ngenda keera nkole kino kankeera embeeko abantu benkubira bwe bati. Mu marketing tulina gye bayita the 10 calls model. I don't know whether you've ever felt about it, but this is what happens. Mu marketing bagamba nti oteekwa okubaako abantu 10 b'okubira amasimu every day ng'obabuulira ekyo ky'otunda. 10 people every day. Of the 10 people bagamba nti omukaaga bajja kugamba tujja kuddira, rather abaana bajja kugamba tujja kuddira kwabo abaana bakugamba tujja kuddira, abamu bayinza n'obutakuddira. Ku 6 kuliko ababiri, rather abaana abalala abataagala kumanya, naye ku baana abalala abasigaddewo ababiri, people are going to take your sale. It's a sales model. 10 calls every day, cold calls, we call them cold calls and cold emails. 10 every day. Bwewali tonnafuna mulimu ng'otambulira ku mode efaanana bwetyo, oba tonnagifuna n'otandika okukola ekyo nti buli lunaku ngenda kukeera mbeeko abantu 10 benkubira amasimu mbabuulire byenkola, mbabuulire how much I can add value to what they're doing, mbabuulire n'amaanyi ge nnina era ne kye nsobola okukola. Abantu 10 every day without relenting. Ogenda kufuna abantu 6 abagenda okugamba twogere dda, abana kugenda kubeerako ababiri abagenda okugamba blood, let's seal this day. Now, you do that when you're not employed, when you don't have that gig. Naye ate bw'omala ofuna gig, you get into the deep. You get comfortable. Oli awo tebikyakulya. Until the day you start to feel insecure because you don't have a job, your power is not going to come through. Kuba kati awo wooli onoonya mmere ya leero ndidde ki enkya tunalaba ebinaatambula. To think of those things in your life that are going to challenge you with inspiration. Nkugambye njagala weebuuze what inspires you. Ekyokubiri, around inspiration, I want you to ask yourself a question. Thanks for being back. I want you to ask yourself a question. What activities or experiences make your inspiration pop? Consider activities that uplift your spirit. Noganze bwenkeera nenkuba mu press-ups zange wano 10 ninenge gyempulira ng'obwongo bukyamusa olunaku ndulumba mulo. Maybe that would actually be one of those that, bring you to that level. Maybe you just get this kind of music that puts you there. We got no time. Abasinga abantu mbagamba ne bw'obeera mu traffic jam, use that time. Listen to audiobooks. Listen to audiobooks. Listen to some people who are talking. You need to feed your soul with something that uplifts you every day when you're in a deep. Nkugambye obeera mu deep, obeera wabbula. Because you're trying to work on your desires, you're trying to work on your inspiration, and you're trying to find your purpose again. So you're scarce. You become boring to some people. You want to switch the minds. You want to switch the avenues where you are. What does that mean? It means you're going to think and look at things differently. You just don't want to be busy. You want to be productive. In Africa, we want to be busy. We don't want to be productive. Tools ne models zetukozesa okumeasuringa enkola y'abakozi betukozesa to see the productivity level, you fail it every other day. Kikyengezaako kulaga. The time is not on our side. Find your inspiration. The very last one is purpose. Nagambye ebibuuzo bino njagala obiwandiike. What do you know about you that is so unique in life? Kintu ki ky'omanyi era ky'olina ng'ogamba nze kino kye kinjawula ku bantu abalala bonna? This is what makes me stand out. I could be short, but I'm very vocal. I could be tall, but I'm very assertive. I could be brown, but I'm very brilliant. What makes you stand out? Because you can do what I do, but you can't be me. I am unique in my own way, and you are unique in your own way. What makes you unique? Ekyo njagala osooka okinoona. Ki ekikwawula ku bantu abalala? Most people, among the speakers we have in our country here, and possibly in East Africa, we talk with a sense and a pace of pamper. Bwe tuba twogera n'abantu twagala nnyo okubabugubiriza. Pampering. Now, what makes me unique as a speaker is that I touch and press where it hurts most. Honest and comfortable conversation. That's what makes me unique, and that's my purpose. To tell people batagala kulya ninga ate batikiddwa okubiwulira. That's to me as a speaker, and that is my frame as a transformational coach. Nti omuntu wajja okwogera nange muframinga ne mugamba njagala tuddemu ebibuuzo bye mubuuza bimuyamba kwezuula nti bulijjo kyabadde anoonya akirina, but they pay for that to give them a new pattern of perspective on life. That is the uniqueness of the sessions. Olumu we tugenda mu sessions ezo coaching abantu and helping them with life, abamu bajja balowooza nti ffe tugenda okubeera ansa zaabwe. Nedda. My job is to flip the mindset. Nenkugamba ekyo kyolaba kino kyaliwo ne kino kyaliwo. Yes, have you thought about that? It was your push factor here that pushed it, and then a light bulb goes on. What makes you unique? Mwenna muli ba accountant, mwenna mukola mu bank, mwenna mukola ku tailors, ki ekikwawula ku bantu abalala? Thanks for staying with me. Thank you so much for staying with me. When we talk about purpose, abasinga olumu bakibuzaabuza, ngenda kikwanguyiza. Purpose ebiseera ebisinga oba ekiruubirirwa kyolina mu bulamu kyalininga nnyo ne values. Ebintu by'osinga okuvaluinga, I value time so much, and I value friendship so much. Now my purpose is always to cultivate friendship and amplify it and consolidate friendships. Now my purpose is aligned to my values, and oftentimes it makes you passionate about it. Kati gwe noonya ekyo. Ekyokubiri, how do you integrate your purpose with your life every day, your daily life? Ekiruubirirwa kyo mu bulamu n'okigatta n'ebyokuba mu bulamu every day. What is that? Think about it. Is it something you need to challenge yourself with? When I talk to teams or employers of companies, when I'm called to facilitate, I usually ask them this question. I want to ask it to you again as well. How does your job, omulimu gwokola, align with your personal vision of life? Nti omulimu gwange gwenkola gwe guno gukwatagana gutya n'okwolesebwa kw'obulamu bwo, nti obulamu bwange mbulaba buliwe buti, mbulaba buti. Bw'obanga vision y'obulamu bwo tekwatagana na mulimu gwo gw'okola today, you get tired as soon as you reach your workplace. That's a fact. Because your vision is plugging into something that does not align. So you get nagged at work, onyiga mangu, okowa mangu, bikutama mangu, buli kaseera oyagala oveewo. So you're not there for the purpose of your life vision. You're there because you want to take off the label of unemployed. At the same time, you need security. You have bills to pay. How does your personal life vision relate with your work? Think about it. I want you to identify ways in which you can infuse your purpose into your actions, whether it's through career, hobbies, community involvement. Stay connected to your purpose. regularly for no wood day that you check your purpose in life. The deep philosophy tells you that you can refuel at your lowest. You can. You can refuel at your lowest. You can refuel at your lowest. But you can do that with a deep philosophy. Everything doesn't seem to make sense. You get into the deep philosophy. What is my desire? Then you tap into your inspiration. Who inspires me? What do they do? Where do they go? Wow. And how do they do what they do? And you mirror that with you. You'll actually get much more flipped to start to run the race. I want to tell you, my dear brother and sister, wherever you're watching me from, we don't have time. We got no time. The time is now. Time flies. Time flies. And it only requires you as a person, as an individual, to start to look at these philosophies and you see how best you can plug into them. And you use them for you, not for anyone else. This early morning, watching this and taking notes, you're investing in you. Just remind you, the brain was not designed to store content. No, the brain was meant to understand content. What you write and revise later is what makes sense. There is power in writing. To those of you abategera okuwandika, wandika. Get time and write. And please note, philosophy ya deep, it's not a one-off. It's not a one-off that you're just going to do it. No. It's a continuous process towards self-growth and self-discovery. I have met people who have never discovered themselves. That's a fact. And it's okay. Invest in self-discovery. Use the deep philosophy. Comfortable. You're in a deep. You don't want to aim for other opportunities. You don't want to do the cold calls. You don't want to do the cold emails. You're losing it. Marketing of brands, we use that 10 rule. You try it. Try it. Until you start to think of yourself as someone who is in a deep. Like nothing makes sense to you. Omulimu gwokola today, but do you know the jobs that could pay you triple that? If you just chose to be vulnerable and you say, I'm going to make 10 calls every day, or I'm going to send my CV to 10 companies across the globe every day, 10 companies every day. You design your email, you talk to the likes of Naomi, nakolera resume nungi, nakolera ne CV nungi, nogaga tingenda kutandika. No talafia. If you're not into the formal sector, you know, ngoli mu informal gye tuyiriba, nogamba buli lunaku ngenda kunoonya abantu 10 benkubira amasimu ku bintu bino byenkola. Now the moment you switch your mind to that and you say, I am going to do that, you're trying to get away from your deep. The philosophy is working. But it all starts with you. I want to appreciate you for being with me this early morning. It's never easy, I know.